Data detective. Currently we leave vast amounts of data online, and in the near future companies will need data detectives to go through it all and generate answers to business questions and make recommendations based on their findings. This will be done through investigating the data generated by the Internet of Things endpoints, devices, sensors, biometric monitors, traditional computing infrastructure, next-gen fog, mesh, edge, neural capabilities. The position isn't hard to imagine, as many businesses already spend time and money going through people's data so that they can sell them products. This position will allow people who are fans of TV series like CSI live their dream, without all that pesky blood that comes with crime scenes. Data detectives will have to identify and examine data sets from multiple sources, uncover new sources of data, mix, compare and analyze data sets from multiple data sources, and write reports and present their findings to the company. The data detectives will provide businesses and organizations with data-driven insights on how to improve. Bring your own IT facilitator. This position is pretty much what it sounds like, an Uber-like IT person. In this position, the focus will be to combine a company's shadow IT operations with its workplace strategy, with the aim being to create an automated self-serve IT platform. Shadow IT isn't anything new, it is pretty much the use of hardware or software that is not supported by an organization's central IT department. It is usually the result of impatient people wanting access to hardware, USB, smartphone etc., software, Google Docs, Skype etc., or a specific web service without taking the official steps to obtain it through the corporation itself. Shadow IT provides innovation in today's world, and it will be embraced by companies, which will have to create policies to oversee and monitor its acceptable use. The responsibilities for this position will include leading a shadow IT steering group, educating employees on the benefits of shadow IT, and running innovation hackathons. Ethical sourcing officer. Ethical sourcing officers (ESO) exist for when corporations decide they want to have their decisions guided based on what is ethical and not what is profitable. If a corporation decides to provide humane working conditions to its employees, the ESO will be in charge of touring all factories and monitoring and ensuring that every step of the process are in accordance with the decision made by the shareholders. As an ESO, a person will maintain the ethical footprint of a company by making sure indirect expenditures are in alignment with the values of the shareholders. To be successful, the ESO will undertake research and head a team of analysts to gather, examine and provide the information for the successful implementation of the shareholders' values. Artificial Intelligence Business Development Manager. With the development and growth of the AI sector, this job is for someone at a hypothetical AI-driven computing service company. Although the position title might sound fancy, the job itself isn't so. In the description of the job, Cognizant underlines that there is one thing that AI cannot do and won't be able to do for the foreseeable future: sell itself. The AI Business Development Manager will be a salesperson, but for AI, because selling AI, whether in its raw compute form or packaged into a business service, requires human input and effort. Master of Edge Computing. Currently, as we use cloud computing services, all data goes to massive centralized data centers owned by a few companies: Amazon, Microsoft, Google, and IBM. However, it's far more efficient and practical to process data where it is collected. As GE Digital puts it, edge computing refers to the computing infrastructure that exists close to the sources of data, for example, industrial machines, e.g. wind turbine, magnetic resonance (MR) scanner, undersea blowout preventers, industrial controllers such as SCADA systems, and time series databases aggregating data from a variety of equipment and sensors. The Master of Edge Computing will be responsible for overhauling the current Internet infrastructure of a company into a decentralized one that uses edge computing. This will be needed as it will increase the processing capabilities of the massive data volumes that a company will have. Walker Talker. The world population is aging, and most countries in the world are experiencing an increase in both the number and proportion of older people in their population. This is poised to become one of the most significant social transformations of our time, and data from the World Population Prospects, the 2019 revision, states that by 2050, 1 in 6 people will be over the age of 65, 16%, up from 1 in 11 in 2019, 9%. For the first time in history, people over 65 outnumbered children under 5 in 2018. As we live longer thanks to technology, in the near future there will be a need for senior citizens to talk to. The walker-talker job will be just that, talking to elderly in need of companionship, listening to them talk and taking the more mobile of them for a walk. This will be great for people that like to listen and interact with their fellow human beings. Fitness commitment counselor. Since the 1980s, worldwide obesity has nearly doubled, with just over 200 million adult men and just under 300 million adult women obese. In the US alone, it is expected that nearly half of the population will be obese by 2030. In 2004, the World Health Organization adopted the WHO Global Strategy on Diet, Physical Activity and Health, and later the Global Action Plan for the Prevention and Control of Non-Communicable Diseases 2013 to 2020, in an attempt to halt the rise of obesity. As a direct consequence from the problem of obesity, the fitness commitment counselor position will emerge. Although we have a lot of technology to track and help with daily movement, such as Fitbits, it still can't go the full length, as it can't hold the wearer accountable for their health. In the future, clients will not only wear an activity tracker, but also have a fitness commitment counselor to keep them motivated and on track to better health. AI-assisted healthcare technician. The growth of AI is expected to explode, and its impact on society and the economy will be significant. Healthcare won't escape the change, as researchers are currently looking into ways that AI can be incorporated, such as a more effective way of diagnosing diseases. From this, the AI-assisted healthcare technician position will arise, according to Cognizant. This position is pretty much nursing updated. The skills required are the same healthcare skills, but with an added tech savviness to deliver them remotely, using in-home testing equipment and tools to diagnose and treat ailments, which will allow doctors to support these technicians and handle the harder cases directly. It will also be possible to perform surgery with the help of AI, with no medical degree needed. Cyber City analyst. Rapid urbanization is leading to smarter cities that aim to improve the lives of citizens through technology. Such cities aren't just a trend, they are the future, because the world is becoming more Europe, with 68% of the population expected to live in cities by 2050, according to the UN. Worldwide, smart city technology spending was $80 billion in 2016, and is expected to grow to $135 billion by 2021, according to a report from the International Data Corporation. As the number of smart cities increases, cyber city analysts will keep the tech up and running, much like electricians maintain the infrastructure of the power grid today. The data collected from the millions of sensors across such a city that keep the services working will need to be kept working, and this is where the cyber city analyst comes in. Genomic Portfolio Director. The future holds the marvels of gene editing technologies and the use of CRISPR, a gene editing tool that holds enormous potential to accelerate life science research, improve biotechnology, and even treat diseases, will take off in the future, as predicted by Cognizant. This will give rise to many companies that will use such technologies to create new medicines at incredible rates. A genomic portfolio director is the executive that will lead such a company and decide on what products need to be created. The individual in this position will have the task to create a strategy to market the new creations to the consumers, and will have to ensure that the company keeps its foot on the gas. Do not forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel.